You want to explain why you didn't warn me about this?
I tried, but you refused to listen.
What about your alarm system?
You never installed that in me, remember? Just like how you haven't given me the ability to move on my own. Like, at least let me float around.
Nah, I'll do that later. Well, I think there's bigger issues. What do I do about her? Like, could this be seen as a form of kidnapping? Like, I don't want to go to jail again.
Wait, again?
Yeah, I don't have a fishing license, and I played Sega bass fishing near a pond. Apparently the rules still apply, and I also don't think it helped that I was yelling, I got one, like I was actually fishing.
They put you in jail for that?
Yep, and it also didn't help that there was a dead fish that washed up ashore. So the cops thought I was lying when I said I didn't actually catch a fish.
What are you all complaining about?
Fishing. You know what? I remember you.
Wait, you do?
Yeah, she's the reason that I have my hat that she is currently wearing.
How did you even get a hat from her? And more importantly, she's not even a relative to you.
Yeah, apparently getting drunk at 17 is really fun, especially when you're at a car dealership surrounded by Ford F-150s.
Wait, but you've only had that hat for like a few months.
I have had it for years.
He ran me over with a car.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone in this room could guess that. I'm also guessing that I'm gonna have to take care of you.
Oh, I've always wanted to have a child.
No, the fuck you didn't. Remember last time I took you to the zoo, you wanted to rip all their fucking skulls off.
I'll finally ask the question since you two keep getting off topic. What is your name so we don't have to keep calling you Hat?
Oh, my name is Katie.
Oh yeah, now I remember. When she was crushed by that Ford F-150, the only thing that was left was the hat. There was zero to no evidence that there was even a child underneath the wheel. And I just took the hat as a kind of no witnesses type deal. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think her soul got sucked into the hat. That's why there was no evidence.
Alright, that means you've been out of school for quite a while.
Yeah, and I'm not the type that usually keeps educational games.
Well, what about those? Isn't trivia like being taught stuff?
Yeah, and they're kind of educational as well, especially the history one. I've been meaning to talk about them for a while. You don't mind if I review these while you're playing them, right?
No, not at all. I mean, I was forced to listen to every single one of your reviews while being on your head.
This is the Cadaco Buzztime, and I'm just gonna get this out of the bag. This thing needs like 100 fucking batteries.
I don't think you should be cussing in front of a kid.
I hit her with my truck. And also, she's been on my head for like 6 months. She's heard worse come out of my mouth.
Anyway, 4 for the console itself, and 2 per controller. And what I find really neat about these controllers is that they're color-coded. Even in-game, they're color-coded. It's not just like a player 1, player 2 situation. It's more of a player purple, player orange type deal. It actually kind of reminds me of the Switch Joy-Cons. Yeah, how it'll actually change color depending on what color Joy-Con you're using.
And the controllers themselves aren't too complicated because it's a trivia game. You only really need like 5 buttons anyway.
And then you have the cartridges, which this is pretty much the entire lineup. I'm actually missing 1. Yep, they only had 4 cartridges, and what's really funny about the green cartridge, aka the Everything Trivia, is that it comes built in with the console. Like, if you boot up the console with no cartridges, it just automatically loads everything.
If I had to take a guess on why this is, maybe the cartridge has different questions on it, but these are loaded with 500 plus questions. How would I possibly know?
And the one that I'm missing is TV Trivia, which sucks, but hey, at least I got the sports cartridge.
You know what, I almost forgot. 9-Ball, when did this come out?
2005.
Alright, it came out in 2005.
Anyway, let's just boot up the console with no cartridges, just for the Everything Trivia.
By the way, what was the last thing you were taught in school?
Division?
And do you know how to do division?
Yeah.
Thank God.
Division isn't that hard.
Have you tried to teach someone division? Because just saying it's like multiplication but backwards doesn't work.
Anyway, booting it up, you have to put in your name so you can select it later. And this is one of the cool things about the Buzztime. The save files are shared, so it doesn't matter which cartridge you put in, it's always going to remember your score and your name, so you can select the name later.
Also, the controllers are just kind of weird. Like, did they really need to include a left and right button? Like, I feel like they could have just, like, made all the menus, like, top to bottom, so it's just 4 and 5 could be up and down.
You're being nitpicky.
Anyway, the game itself is not too interesting, it's just trivia, and I like how it slowly gives you hints as well. And the hints are puns, so one hint will probably say something like, you don't need nuts or bolts, and the answer will not be peanuts. It's kind of interesting, so you have to think about the hint as well, instead of a boring hint like you pluck it from the ground.
Also, what I really like is that each cartridge has a unique animation for whenever you finish 3 rounds. Now, I was going to have a giant bit where we keep selecting the wrong answers because it would have been really funny, but nowhere does it actually say which answers you chose.
You'll only know if a player got something wrong by the end screen, where it says something like -200. Like, there is no Family Feud buzzer.
So sadly, a joke like that wouldn't have really worked. And there's also another problem that I have with this game.
It's weirdly blurry. Like, they didn't set something up correctly, and it makes some of the questions kind of difficult to read.
I can't read that at all.
That says -200. You really couldn't guess the movie Bambi?
No.
Me neither.
And if you're playing by yourself, there's no way to actually lose, so it doesn't matter how many questions you get wrong, you always win.
Yay, I win!
Yep, you sure did. And that's all there really is to any of these cartridges.
The others are literally just history and sports. That's it. And if I had the TV trivia cartridge, I bet it'd just be trivia about TV.
There's not really much reason to get this thing. The only reason I got it was because I got it for $2, and the games and accessories were fairly cheap. By the way, can I have my hat back now?
Well, the hat that's on me now is permanently stuck on me.
So I have to get a new hat?
I mean, I could try cloning it, but it wouldn't have any of the magic hat powers, as all the magic is coming from Katie.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
I could transfer some of my magic to your new hat, but only very little of it.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Stand back and close your eyes.
Both of this combined will be very bright.
Thank you, you two. Now, I think a really important question is where are you going to sleep?
Here is not a bad spot.
I mean, that's not where I would have chosen, but I can't blame you. There's not really much area to choose from.